Hello everyone, welcome to the CTV News on Calabash TV and on the Wave Radio 94.5. I am Lisa Joseph. The group calling itself the concerned members of the island's largest trade union, the Civil Service Association, the CSA, is making another attempt to oust the leadership. The group has reportedly enlisted the services of consultants to guide them through the process. At a meeting on Friday, the concerned members expressed disappointment in President Mary Isaac. The group insists that she has compromised the union by becoming actively involved in politics. Mary Isaac was recently selected as the UWP candidate for the Castries South seat in addition to being a senator for the opposition. Cleopatra Anthony is a member of the concerned group.
CSA represents the interests of civil workers. This means that any political party forming the government, we have to work with them. So it is unethical for members, employees, and even a union president to be actively involved with any political party, whether as a senator or candidate, to contest general elections. We have to rid the union of whatever practices that were done before in that line.
Ms. Anthony says the membership has retained, or rather remained in the dark regarding negotiations with the government. The National Executive Council, she claims, has refused to report as mandated.
When negotiations on terms and conditions were concluded, Mary Isaac was supposed to have come back to CSA members to discuss with us. That was never done. Even now, as we speak, though negotiations are ongoing, we, the members of CSA, are not aware of what is being negotiated on our behalf. The NEC has never called a meeting to get a mandate from us. The NEC continues to violate the Constitution with no regard as to the repercussions of their actions. The meeting of February 11th to get Mary Isaac to resign was ignored by the NEC even after we proceeded according to the provisions within the Constitution. There are numerous other issues, and it is for this reason that we have another petition to get the entire executive out.
Mary Isaac is said to have resigned as president of the CSA and is now aggressively seeking the post of general secretary. It is a move not welcomed by the members when Gabriel is a two-term former vice president of the union.
So I know the CSA, and I know our history, and I know how we do things, and it's not always pretty. We argue, we debate. That is the CSA. Throughout my tenure, and Brother Satney knows that, there was vigorous debate. But we never called the police on any member of staff, whether they stood on a point of order or whether they were out of order outright. We never did. We never referred to our members as mischief makers and troublemakers over the public media. We never refused a member who wanted to see the accounts access to it. And when backed against the wall, you schedule it on a Sunday. We never refused members who want to have a meeting. We never told the staff of the CSA, don't provide them with water. We never did that. I say to you, enough is enough is enough.
It doesn't matter whether it's red or yellow. The issue is, logically, that she is now a candidate. She cannot do your work for you anymore. That's just logical. It is not a matter of whether you support UWP or SLP. And I think when we going out, because I'm convincing members or whatever, it's just, I think, very logically. Because the fact is, the next year and a half for her, if she remains at CSA, CSA is going to have to be the constitutional branch for South Castries. Because because she has to campaign. That's basically what it is, and I don't care which. And if those SLP are the same, it doesn't matter. So I hope members understand that, and in terms of, I know she's not going to call the meeting, so I hope we have a plan.
Elisha Clark-Malacan is adamant that the leadership of the CSA cannot be made to continue as the organization's institutional integrity is at risk.
We do appreciate the contributions the sister have made, Sister Mary Isaac have made. However, we have issues and we felt that she should have called a meeting to dialogue with us on the developments from December where she was appointed as a senator, and she chose not to. Okay, so what has happened now? I mean, we have put this petition together to call for the removal of the entire executive, since it's apparent that the executive has no issues and they have continued to support Ms. Isaac in her actions. We ask our trade union members to please remember this thing they call ethics. Okay? Please remember this thing. Let us keep politics out of our trade union. This is the trade union that represents the masses of the civil service. Any political party forming the government we have to work with them. No member of our executive or the employees at the Secretariat should be involved in active politics. And it's my recommendation, when this thing gets settled, I will propose an amendment to our constitution where we're going to restrict employees as well as executive members that they cannot partake in such active politics. And we're going to craft it in the right way that we don't infringe on anybody's constitutional rights.
Mr. Malakan says the group has consulted to determine the best way forward if Mary Isaac, in her capacity as Acting General Secretary, were to ignore the petition for a general meeting.
There is a strategy in place. For now, it is to submit that petition. I do hope that good sense prevail. And if our current executive is so involved in trade union business and call themselves trade unionists, they would do what is best. And the members, if we have requested a meeting in keeping in the constitution, I encourage them to call that meeting and let us resolve this matter without going any further. But for now, I cannot divulge the course of action. All I can tell you, the petition will be sent in. If the executive choose to ignore it, then we will go to the next step. And I'm sure by then we'll be happy to share with you when we get to cross that bridge.